You ever look at your dog and just wish you could read their mind? Well, it turns out they're talking to you all the time. You just need to know how to listen. Today, we're diving into a fantastic piece from Doggozila magazine to decode the 5 main ways your dog is trying to communicate with you. Okay, so we're going to tune into 5 secret communication channels our dogs use every single day. We're talking their superpowered nose, their silent body language, all their barks and whines, their signature moves, and finally, how it all comes together to show off their own unique personality. So let's start with something we all do. We love to give our dogs a big hug, right? But think about it from their perspective. Being squeezed like that can actually feel pretty threatening, like they can't get away. You might notice them flatten their ears or do a quick little lip lick. That's them politely saying, hey, a little too close for comfort, even when our intentions are good. All right, let's jump into that first channel, and it's a big one. It's their superpower, that incredible nose. Think of it this way. When you're out on a walk, it's not just about stretching their legs. For them, sniffing around is like scrolling through their social media feed. Every single smell tells a story. Who's been there, what they were doing. So when you rush them along, it's kind of like yanking their phone right out of their hands. Letting them sniff is so important for their brain. Okay, so from the nose, let's move on to channel number 2, their body language. And this is where things get really interesting, because they say so much without ever making a peep. You just gotta know the code. Let's start with the classic one, the tail wag. We all see that and immediately think, happy dog, right? But is that the whole story? So here's the deal. It's all in the details. That big, high, full-body wag where their whole butt is wiggling, yeah, that's pure joy. But a low, stiff wag that's barely moving, that can actually signal that they're nervous or unsure about something. It's not if they're wagging, it's how they're wagging that matters. And their ears, just as telling. I mean, think of them like little emotional satellites. If they're perked up and forward, they're tuned in, they're alert, listening to something interesting. But if they're pinned back flat against their head, that's a super clear signal for I'm scared or I'm feeling anxious. Okay, now for the really subtle stuff. These are called calming signals. Ever see your dog do that quick little lip lick when there's no food around? Or a big full-on yawn when it's not even close to bedtime? That's not random. That's them trying to de-stress. It's their way of saying, whew, this is a little much for me right now. And here's a huge one where we humans get it wrong all the time. Eye contact. For us, staring into someone's eyes can be a sign of love and trust. But in the dog world, a hard, direct stare can actually be seen as a threat, a challenge. A much friendlier hello from a dog is actually more of a soft, gentle gaze, maybe with a few slow blinks thrown in. Okay, moving on to channel number 3. What they're actually saying with their mouths. Barks, growls, whines, believe me, it's not just random noise, it's a whole language. So let's tune in. I mean, a fast, high-pitched bark sounds totally different than a low, deep woof, right? One is probably, let's play, and the other is more like, hey, back off. A whine could be anything from, I need to go out, to, I'm not feeling great. And that classic howl, well, that's often just them announcing to the world, I'm here, or maybe that they're feeling a little bit lonely. All right, Channel 4, this one is all about the big moves. We've covered the subtle stuff like ears and tails, but their whole body actions, they tell a story all on their own. You've definitely seen this one. It's maybe the clearest signal in their entire playbook, the playbow. You know, front paws down, butt in the air, tail going a mile a minute. That is the universal, unmistakable sign for wanna play. There's absolutely no confusion there. Okay, but what about when they roll over on their back? This one's a little trickier, because context is everything. With you, it's often a sign of complete trust and, a demand for a belly rub. But with another dog, it can be a sign of submission, them saying, hey, you're in charge, I'm not a threat. And that brings us to our last and honestly most important channel. This is the one that pulls everything else together, their unique personality. Because here's the thing, while all these signals are a fantastic guide, every single dog is an individual. So at the end of the day, the best way to learn to speak dog is to become an expert in your dog. You got to pay attention to their little quirks, their specific signals, and their habits. Learning their personal dialect, that's how you really build that incredible, unbreakable bond. And really, as the article puts it so well, this whole thing isn't about memorizing a rule book. It's a journey, It's about observation, patience, and a whole lot of empathy. And isn't that what any great relationship is built on?
So, just so you know, all these amazing insights came from a fantastic piece by the experts over at Doggozila magazine. So, a big shout out to them for helping us all understand our furry friends a little bit better.
So, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Next time you're just hanging out with your dog, just pause for a second. Watch them. Really listen with your eyes. What are they trying to tell you in this exact moment? You might be amazed by the conversation you didn't even know was happening.